Today we are going to discuss the conflict or division of power during Benazir first term. That was the conflict between Prime Minister and President, or the division of powers. The Benazir first term was marked by conflict between President and Prime Minister. The major conflict between these two offices was the division of power. Originally, the Article 94 of the Constitution of 1973 allowed the Prime Minister to continue the office after the dissolution of National Assembly. And even the original formula in the Constitution does not allow President to dissolve National Assembly at his discretion. President could dissolve National Assembly, but on the advice of Prime Minister. And after the dissolution of the National Assembly, Prime Minister had to continue the office. But through RCO and through Eighth Amendment, President was given the power to ask Prime Minister to continue after the dissolution of National Assembly. That is, uh, it was uh, it was the discretionary power of President either to allow Prime Minister to continue or not to continue. And when through RCU and Eighth Amendment, the powers of President were further expanded. He could appoint on key posts at his discretion. For example, the President could appoint Chief of Army Staff, Chief of Naval Staff, Chief of Air Staff, and judges in High Court and Superior Court at his discretion. And this discretionary power of president create conflicts between prime minister and president. When prime minister was recommending something to president, President Ishaq was not giving appointments on their recommendation on her recommendation. As a result, a conflict emerged between president and prime minister. Because behind the scenes, Ishaq was supporting IGI, and he refused to accept the recommendations of the prime minister. As far as judiciary is concerned, if you will see the article number 177 and 193, which are basically or primarily related to the appointments in judiciary. In these two articles, there's nothing mentioned that could bound president to follow the recommendations of the prime minister. While on the other hand, if you will read article number 148 in correspondence to these two articles, the article 148 says that president has to act according to the recommendations of the prime minister. Now, article number 177 and 193, which are related to the appointments in judiciary. There is nothing mentioned, or these articles does not bound president to follow the recommendations of prime minister, while article number 148 bound president to follow the recommendations of the prime minister. When and this was bring to the court of law, the court of law conclude that when if there are two things, one is generalized and one is specific. In that case, the specific matter is considered. So article number 177 and article number 193 are specifically related to the appointments in judiciary, while article number 148 is generalized. So the president was given upper hand in appointments of judiciary, and same was the case in military as well in 1989, when the tenure of chief of army staff and some other officials was going to be finished. The prime minister house tried to insert their recommendations and force president to follow them, while president rejected those and did at his own discretion. This created a lot of conflicts between president and prime minister. As a result, the president went for the dissolution of the National Assembly as well. Thank you for joining. Take care. Goodbye.